guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Lazarus. We are now on to episode 10. Or no, my bad. No, it is 10. Episode 10, which is I Can't Tell You Why. So in the last episode, we see that there was a summit, I think, if memory serves, and they were discussing whether or not Lazarus, the team itself, should be disbanded because apparently it was created solely for the purpose of finding Skinner, but there were some groups that didn't agree on whether or not Lazarus was doing things correctly or effectively and whether or not they should be allowed to continue. In the end, they were given the green light to at least complete this particular mission, but let's just say that it was pretty clear that they don't want them to continue maybe existing after this whole mission is done. So the team's kind of aware of that now. And then outside of that, we were introduced to a new character who looks like he's a high-level assassin, and they've sent him to go after Axel, and specifically because apparently one of the people that were in part of this larger government groups, for some reason he has it out for Axel, but we have no idea why because we have very little background on Axel as a character in general. So I'm wondering if we're going to find out a bit more about him this episode. So let's jump in. Just before I do though, if you'd like to know when I drop episodes, please click that subscribe button and that notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
そして世界中でハプナの影響と思われる発熱患者が急増しています。
Is it? Or is it a placebo effect? They said take some Advil and shush. All right, the orange pill. I don't think it's that simple. Not necessarily with his money. That's a lot. That's what I was saying. With his money, you think he couldn't like literally have a whole... Exactly. Or he could have like a whole surgery room built in his house. Exactly, because they wouldn't be allowed to go there anyway. What's going on? Okay, he said I'm rich. Is that what we're seeing? Do you? I think we have to ask some more questions about you, sir. You're not just a typical teen, are you? I am looking forward to that face-off between Axel and that guy. Their fighting styles are very similar. Oh, so he's a rich kid. That explains a lot. So did he join this team for adventure? Doesn't seem like he's the kind of kid that would get permission to do this easily. He's like, no, this is our summer house. Oh, it's your butler. Just the summer house. No, he said get out, riffraff. Oh, it's Grandpa. Family estate. Ooh, who's up there? Who's the lady in the window? Sister? Mother? Cousin? Sister cousin? Sister. Oh. Was she like the madam of the house? Oh. Damn, you've been a troublemaker. I see. The way she just looked at them like they were filth. Your grandpa's right there. Oh. Why is Grandpa just letting this happen? Why is he so passive? I mean, he's making a suggestion that would honestly help you. Oh. He doesn't want it though, does he? Oh, what happened to your brothers? Oh, you're the bastard. And I don't actually believe in that term, but that's what they call them in this level of society. This whole family drama that's folding in front of Doug and Axel, I can't. I don't blame her. Like, she deserves to get it from the sounds of things because she is the eldest child, but you're getting it and you don't even want it. So it kind of feels a bit, I can see why she's upset. If you are her only living relative, that house would be hella lonely by yourself. These two, like, do we step in? Nope, guess not. Oh, wow, they're scared of her. I love it. Yeah, perspective now, huh? I think it's a fair deal. You can kind of do your job from here. He's right. He doesn't really have 2 days to spare right now. I was saying he could kind of do his job remotely because it's drones, but I guess you still have to be in range. Exclusive Medical Society? It's literally called that? Oh, I love that his sister's working here. Make that money, girl. What incident? She's definitely was in love with him. Really? You want to spend your last few days hacking up a lung? Okay. She's like, hold on, I'm savoring. Yep. Really? I mean, maybe not. We prefer you didn't. Homie's like, oh. Not him being a magician. Who keeps smoke in their bag? Okay. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Exactly. Artificial heart attack? Maybe. But I think he would have thought of that. Exactly. Yo, he's a genius. Come on. Thanks, Doc. Cute. That's the way it typically goes with that one kid, you know? Especially the one that's not owned up to. Really? That's why? You want revenge, girl. I see it in your eyes. Leland pensive now that he heard this information. Yep. It's kind of like, I've seen it a lot. It's like when people give up a child for adoption, it's like that child will end up being the one that's like their doppelganger and like the most like them. It's like a weird universal rule. It's very interesting. Oh, they knew. You sure? Eyes are just itchy, huh? He's a softie. I thought he was going to tell them not to tell everybody else he's rich, but I guess at this point they'd figure it out. Axel. So what does that mean? That he has Hapna, cure of Hapna in him, possibly? Is that what I'm Still not 100% sure what that means.
これは緯度73度09分
That means nothing to me. I need actual locate. Like, what's it called?
イスラマバードです
Pakistan. Okay. Oh, maybe we're gonna find that other hacker.
リアルタイムで正確な位置を割り出すには私が現地に行くしかありません
It's true.
私をパキスタンに行かせてください
Let her go. She's tired of being behind the desk, man.
危険は承知の上か
I think she does. Are you forgetting she was almost roasted alive a couple episodes ago? She's all right. Oh, Jesus. Calm down, Spider-Man.
どうかしたか
いえ大丈夫
She's got a fever. They were saying there's fevers happening right now. All right. Oh, he created a distraction. Okay, I was like, to bomb the car is a bit much, bro. He needs you to get out. Crazy man. With 6 days left, we got to be dealing with assassins. Like, can we please be so serious? This is not the time, sir. But I guess maybe if that's all you have, right? Maybe this assassin's going to feel alive again by doing this. So dumb. All right. Well, we got some interesting, again, more layers to this story, more interesting tea here to digest. And I think one of the biggest ones is, well, more background on Leland, which, I mean, I feel like we already kind of, actually, we didn't like, that's true. I did say Leland, it's only Leland and Axel now that we have no background. Well, sorry, a few episodes ago, those are the only two we hadn't gotten any background on, but now we have Leland's background. He is a very rich kid, and I am assuming he stumbled into this. I mean, we know he's into the drones and things like that. I'm not sure what else besides the drones he has. Maybe that's enough. I'm still actually not sure how someone who's got those types of, that level of, oh, you know what? They did say he got into trouble with the police and stuff 4 years ago. So maybe he was in some form of like, but he's too rich to get put into regular jail or juvie though, right? Unless it's when his dad passed. I don't know. It's either he ran away after his dad passed away and that's how he got caught up in this. Cause I'm like, I just don't see a kid that rich going to prison. Like there's just, when you're at that level of wealth, the law is nothing to you, right? So anyway, we now know that he comes from a very, very rich family, but he was the illegitimate child of that family. And I mean, I couldn't possibly tell you from personal experience, but from what I've seen of many movies and TV shows and books that have talked about the uber wealthy, a lot of them still have that mindset around legitimacy when it comes to kids. You know, only only legitimate heirs are the ones that are often given things. And if there is a child that's born out of the usually arranged marriage, then you know, if anything, maybe the father might throw some money their way, but they're usually not eligible to inherit, you know, the kingdom, so to speak. But we see that it looks like Leland's father was very old school. And there is a, you know, probably from way back when this started, you know, because as many people know, if you know your history in most westernized countries, women were not eligible to inherit anything until I think it was the early 1900s. Might have been either the late 1800s or early 1900s where they changed the laws to allow women, whether they were the widow of a man who passed away or if they were the child or the only female child or any child actually, they changed the laws that allowed us to be able to inherit things that were left behind by our parents. Because before that, that's why women used to have to marry back in the day because they couldn't inherit anything. So if they didn't get married and their parents passed away, even if they were their parents' only child, like their father only had the one daughter, his money, his money, his property, all that stuff could not be left to her because she was a woman. So it would go to the next male relative if she didn't get married. So we heard Leland say that to his sister because she was saying very frustratedly that her father didn't change this, quite frankly, archaic law in their family, saying that she could inherit it since it sounds like from his legitimate bloodline, she's the only survivor. So now because Leland is the only male heir, it goes to him. And it sounds like Leland doesn't really want it. Like he doesn't, obviously, like if he's out here playing spy and secret agent, he clearly isn't that fussed with the inheritance. I mean, he's also very young. He's probably too young to realize that you don't turn down that kind of money, even if you don't want to use it all. But I digress. But yeah, he then says to his sister, like, if you just found like a husband, like it would go to you. And then she said, understandably, you know, I don't want to date some man or marry a man who's only marrying me for my money. Like that's degrading. And she's absolutely right. But at the same time, like it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, sis. And but I get it. Like, it's gonna go to him, right? It's not gonna really be her money. And God forbid, like, he could marry her, get the money, and then get rid of her, right? So it's a really risky business. But anyway, we got to learn more about Leland and the fact that his family life was not the greatest, right? Because he was the illegitimate child, it sounds like, his dad really couldn't, spend the time he wanted with him and couldn't really acknowledge him the way that he might have wanted to. And it clearly negatively affected Leland. We hear that he got into trouble a lot as a kid, which is very stereotypical. Kids who typically act out like that when they're young, it's because they want attention, right? So even if it was negative attention, he got his dad to notice him, right? But now that he's older, wiser, he realizes that wasn't great. And we see that despite the fact that his sister seemed quite harsh, it looks like now that he is the only relative she's got left other than the grandfather, which is interesting that he called him, oh, maybe it's grandpa from his mom's side. But why would he live in the house? Anyway, point is, family's scarce, and she wanted to spend time with Leland. And Leland only went there because he realized his family was upper echelon enough to have access to the secret elusive medical network that would have performed a surgery like what happened to Skinner, who apparently had a heart problem. We now know that. So he has an artificial heart, and I guess it needs to be, looked after, and he's got to take medication for it, etc. And so again, this is a little tidbit that's helping us potentially get closer to where he may be, because they said these artificial hearts, it's not like you implant it and you go off on your life. They actually have to monitor it to make sure that everything's good. And if something isn't, then that's when they would contact, I guess, Skinner and tell him he needs to come in for a tune-up. I don't know how it works. But anyway, so that little piece of information, thankfully, they said, well, look, this is the data for his stuff. If you can figure out where this data is being monitored, you'll have an idea of maybe who's monitoring it, and then be able to follow that to where Skinner is. A lot of maybes, but that's a possibility. So yeah, I love how the show kind of gives us all these interesting breadcrumbs about Skinner's life and his interactions that would help us potentially add to the story and learn more. I think it's a really creative way to tell the story. And as I said, it makes this series so much more layered than you would think from when you saw the first episode. And then, yeah, the other big thing we learned this episode is that Axel is more special than not. Now I'm starting to maybe understand why the assassin who was hired for him was hired, because maybe that guy knows the doctor that conducted the experiment at the prison. That's kind of a leap, but I'm still not 100% sure what that footage at the airport was supposed to show us. But my guess is that, there's definitely some inner stuff going on where Skinner's concerned. And I'm thinking whoever hired the assassin is part of that as well. But anyways, we found out that Axel's extra special because he was part of this drug trial for Hapna, or a Hapna reagent. And of course, he wasn't told that at the time. But yeah, it turns out Axel was one of the test subjects. But they're saying that the other prisoners have likely died. And again, we don't know if that's because they reacted poorly to the reagent or because they just wanted to clean up their mess. But either way, Axel's the only living person who might, I guess, be another key genetically to the piece of what's going on with Hapna. So again, this makes him a very, very important character. And I think we picked up from episode 1 that Axel's the most special one in this group. But now we have another reason to figure out why he's special. But once again, we haven't learned anything really about Axel as a person, like outside of what we've seen since episode 1. So he's really all that's left now, right? Like all the other people in the Lazarus group, we've gotten a little background on. I mean, in the team itself, we don't know that much about Hirsch either, outside of what we learned a couple episodes ago. But yeah, he's still the black box as far as what went on in his past. Who is he? How did he end up becoming an escape artist? And all these things. So maybe we're gonna get that soon. I don't know, because like I said, now we've got half the team going off to India right now, to where they think that, or Pakistan, I should say, sorry, to figure out who might be monitoring Skinner's heart. And they know that popcorn, what was it? Anyways, the hacker from India is there, and or Pakistani. I have to get that straight. I'm sorry. I know they're two different countries. But yeah, they know that she's there, and so that's why Elena wants to go, because she's like, she's elusive. I'll be able to track her. No one else can. So her and Doug are off, and then we see now that unfortunately the assassin has caught up with Axel, and it looks like he's about to try something dumb. So yeah, good episode overall. Lots of lore kind of thrown into this one. Not as much action, but I like that because, as I said, they just keep layering the story, which is refreshing with a show like this. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.